Hey, family. How you all doing today? How you doing, Eli, brother? How you doing, Tammy, sis? How you doing, Rain, sis? How you doing, CR, brother? I think that's all. Thanks, everybody. Yeah. Anyways, as you can see, I'm in the car and everything. That's why I was like, we'll start soon. I'm almost at the house. So, but anyway, the whole entire idea of survival was based on one tool. The knife. Throughout history, what have we used to skin our prey, prepare our food, harvest, you know, harvest anything? It's been a knife. But what is a knife? A knife is more than what people make it out. It's gone from a tool to a weapon, back to a tool, to now a universal item. A knife can be used for any situation, whatever is needed. It doesn't have to be a specific full tang, carbon steel, blah, 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 serrated, straight blade, tanto, whatever. A blade is a blade. You can use it for any situation. Yes, there is adaptations to knives now that make it multi-purpose. That's true. We are the ones that have evolved the knife from what it used to be to what it is today. Uh, oh shit. Okay, can you hear me now? Is it better? All right. So blades come in every size, every whatever. Think of a car. A blade is the same thing as a car. You're going to have every make, model, design, metal. Sorry, my cup's in my hand. Anyways, give me a second. Let me turn this off. Yeah, yeah, from everything, every corner of the, good, Tammy. How are you doing, sis? Knives like that. It is a multi-purpose weapon, tool, utility. You can use it to defend yourself. You can use it to, prepare your meal. You can use it to skin an animal. You can use it for God knows what. The thing, though, with knives and today's standard ways of thinking is we believe. Give me one second. No, I got to go in the house. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that, y'all. Anyways, I'm back. Uh, What's up, Freaky? How you doing, brother? Yeah, okay. Anybody else in here that I missed? What's up, Northwest? How you doing, brother? Good job, Tammy. Good job. Anyways, there's multiple. Like I said, we've used knives since the beginning, the dawn of time. Before we even called it a knife, before we called it a knife, we were sharpening rocks. We were flint knapping. We were using it as a tool. Humans take one idea and continuously improve on it. That's the reason why humans have survived all this time, is because we adapt. We continue on with what we have. I mean, even in today's standards, we still use knives on a daily routine. Whether it's to cut a steak or to cut a loaf of bread, I mean, it's not a go ahead, CR brother. Oh, what the hell happened to my camera? I turned my camera off, and now it's all jacked up. Well, I guess we'll be doing this without a camera. Correct, CR. I mean, knife. It's anything from a pocket knife to a full-fledged, you know, sword. A sword is technically a knife too. A machete is technically a knife. Anything that is bladed is considered a knife, not just a bladed weapon. Even though we consider it a bladed weapon now, but everything has its roots from a knife. A knife can be protection. A knife can be used for harvesting, can be used for cutting, can be used for decorations, can be used at dinner. Yeah, I mean, seriously, yeah, an axe, anything. We have everything has been derived from a knife. Right, Tammy? Yeah, you know, all of the weapons and blades that we've used throughout history and everything has came from the idea of a sharp implement, a blade. I mean, you can't go and cut down a 4 foot wide tree with with a knife. No, that's where the axe came from. The axe was, like what CR said, a heavy knife, a heavy wedge. What's up, Joseph? How you doing, brother? Thank you, brother. Now the implements of a knife in survival. It in a survival situation, you are de-evolving from today's standards on everyday thinking with a knife to 1,000 years ago. You are now using that knife as an everyday tool. And when I say an everyday tool, I'm talking about you will use that knife to harvest. You will use that knife to make spears. You will use that knife to make drop points. You will use that knife to make pretty much anything. To make is to have a tool to use. I mean, even making a fire, a crap, the name's going from my mind, but a a spindle, not a spindle. The thing. Sorry, everybody, I haven't had sleep, so a lot of this goes to show that I am human. Okay, to make a hand drill or a fire drill, the baseboard for the fire drill. You have to use a knife to cut the V out. You have to use a knife to make the first indentation and the cut into it. You have to use the knife to make the the point on it to go into the indentation so you can use it. Yeah. Take care, Joseph, brother. Be safe out there. Yeah, the top dodge. Thank you, brother. Thank you. But you have to have something that is stronger than the wood, something that can wedge in between the wood to split it, to process wood and everything. Instead of breaking it across your knee, you can cut into the wood and make feather sticks to help keep the fire going. I mean, a knife is what our ancestors used on a daily, on the daily. They didn't use it for killing people and everything that the weak-minded snowflakes of today consider a knife to be. I mean, if you want to look at a knife as a weapon, everything is a weapon to a human. Anything, everything. Even a stick can do more damage than a knife can to a human. A knife is not a weapon unless it is a self-defense tool. It can be used as a weapon, but that's saying everything can be used as a weapon. Right, CR. Knives throughout the ages has went from stone to everything, like what CR said. It was made from everything. Knowing your skills, knowing what you need to handle in a survival situation depends on the type of blade you have. Right. Mm-hmm. Knowing your survival situation, knowing where you're at, depends on what you need. Are you going to take a full Tanto knife to a survival? No. I mean, you can. It's a thicker wedge than anything else. It's meant to go in between bones and stuff like that. Can it work in a survival situation? Yes. But is it meant for a survival situation? No. There is fighting knives, and then there is utility knives. That's what you need to understand in a survival situation. What is the difference between a utility knife and a survival knife and a weapon, like a defensive knife against humans? They all can work if you have the skills to work with it, yes. But the difference between a utility knife and a defensive tactical knife, for one, the defensive tactical knives are either going to be made for one purpose, and that is to kill or to do what it is needed to do. Unless you go with a karambit, okay? A karambit was a multi-purpose knife that was changed from being a farming harvesting utensil, aka a hand scythe, to being a defensive weapon, being turned into a martial art. You can still use a karambit for what it is intended to do, as aka a harvesting knife. But that's all its purpose is harvesting. If you need to cut through weeds, if you need to cut, you know, flowers, if you need to harvest out the root system of something, you will use a karambit for that. Just like machetes, there's different versions of machetes for its purpose and type. There is a specific machete that is only used for grass in jungle type settings, tall grass. Is it used to cut down trees? Is it used to, you know, for anything else? No, because its blade is so thin that it is not used for that. It will bend and chip and break. Hey Shire, how you doing, brother? A karambit is different. A karambit is dark. I mean, yes, you could use it to, if that was the only blade you had. Can you use it to, you know, peel back the flesh of an animal? Yes, with very, very dedicated skill. So you don't rip meat, so you don't rip the flesh, stuff like that, because it is a curved blade. It is not meant for straight cuts. Will it gut a fish? Yes. But is that what you will rely on? No. You will not rely on that. That's why people in Taiwan, in the Philippines and stuff like that, they have different blades for different purposes. What's up, Ron? How you doing? Right. You know, the Kakuris, the Parangs, stuff like that. Those are heavier blades. Those are meant for heavier, stronger, you know, different utilities. It's just like a sugarcane knife. Okay. It is thick, it is strong, it is meant to cut through sugarcane. Will it be used in finer tasks like making traps, carving, stuff like that, where you need to make a good 90-degree angle? Yes, it can, but it's going to be harder than taking a 3-inch blade out and using that for smaller, intricate tasks. Depending on where you are, depends on the type of blade you need. It's like saying, okay, CR is in Canada. It is in the middle of winter. Everything is frozen. Are you going to take a machete? Are you going to take a, deep forest machete to the middle of Nova Scotia, or, to anywhere in Canada that is frozen, and try to cut down a tree with it? No, you're not. You're going to snap a machete with that. That's why in Canada, during, their cold seasons and everything, everybody has a hatchet, or um, they have a hatchet or a Boy Scout axe, a 3.5-foot axe, so they can cut through what they need. Yeah, but on the other hand, are you going to go to, across the water to where Tammy is and Shire is? Are you going to go to Scotland and carry an axe? You can, yes, but is it needed? No, it's not, because most of the time their weather is wet, damp, stuff like that, and it's easier to use something like a machete or a thinner blade to be able to cut through wet wood. If you hit wet wood with an axe, it splinters. It does not bite into wet wood. It will bounce off because it's not hardwood. Axes were made for different reasons and different purposes. What's up, Cassie? How you doing, sis? You have to know, like I said, you're not going to take an axe to the middle of the Okefenokee swamp, because it's going to be the exact same thing. When you start getting to the bottom of any trees or anything in the Okefenokee swamp or around the Okefenokee swamp, you're going to have the exact same problem, because the whole entire bottom of the root structure of trees and everything are going to be wet. Yeah. If you take a forest machete to the Okefenokee swamp and you hack, you will survive better with a machete in those type of environments. It's always knowing your area, knowing where you are. And yes, plan for you're not going to be able to plan for wherever you are and be in a survival situation. No, you have to work with what you are given. That's the truth. You are never going to be 100% prepared for everything that happens in a survival situation. You will never do it. If somebody says that you will always be 100% prepared for every situation that you're in, they are a damn liar. And I don't care who they are. You will never be prepared for it. That's the honest to God's truth. Yes, you can do that, Tammy. But the thing is, a shank isn't a utility weapon, a utility item. A shank is not going to be able to cut. You can file down. You can rub plastic against a rock like sandstone, something like that, to make a sharp edge on it to make a razor. Yes, you can do that. CR. It's all about what you have on hand. Yes. If you had a toothbrush and that was the only thing that you had, you can turn it into what you need because it is a malleable material. It's a plastic. It can be turned. It can be used. It can be manipulated. Um, um, Depending on how long that rope is there, Shire. Now, if you break it apart and you tie each strand of the cord together, you can make it into a small snare. Yes. Ron, how you doing, Ron, brother? Yeah. Glass, obsidian, quartz, even a simple stone as, sandstone, you can flint knap. You can break it, you can bust it and turn it into sharp, a sharp angle. But there's plenty of places and stuff that you can't take a true full tang knife or you know, it's also dependent on where you are. All this is stipulations. Every every place has stipulations. Every place has requirements for wherever you are. Hell, all of the freaking UK, all of Europe. You can't even take a full tang knife unless it's in the very bottom of a, bushcrafting bag and it's put in the boot of your car underneath your spare tire away from God, away from God's vision. Like you can barely even carry a Swiss Army knife on you in in Europe, you know. Yeah, non-locking and if that's what you have on you, you know, a Swiss Army knife is amazing. Don't get me wrong. Swiss Army knife, you have every tool to your, you know, advantage to be in a survival situation. That's why it's been used for generations. Like a basic pocket knife or utility knife or a utility tool nowadays is better to have than a single bladed knife in survival. Hands down, it is better than a full tang, or a rat tang mora, or, survivalists today overuse and over popularize full tang knives. And they over popularize blades like moras. They push back and they hide and they don't want you to carry things like, a Leatherman. They don't want you to carry things like a Swiss Army knife. Tammy. But in a survival situation, hands down, the more tools you have at your disposal, the easier and the longer you're going to live and survive. That is the truth. The reason why we made this stuff, the reason why this stuff has came around is because it was used in real life situations and proven to work. You don't see anybody in the special forces, you don't see anybody in the military or anything that does not have a utility type, you know, tool with them. You see everybody that has a Gerber or a Leatherman or a Swiss Army knife because they know they have 101 different tools at their disposal. Instead of a single full tang blade. Is it easier to break a knife that's in a utility weapon? Yes, it is easier to break because it's only meant for certain stress points. Even their saw, even the saw on a Swiss Army knife will break if you try to use it too much too often because it has cheap metal to it. I mean, even the Victorinox, the name brand, it only has a 220 stainless steel blades, and that's even on the saw. If you heat up a 210 stainless steel blade, it will snap at 110 degrees. And you know how thick of a branch it needs to be to heat that blade up to either warp it or break it? It needs about a 3 inch stick, a 3 inch branch, or a 3 inch tree. And if you go through it with that, it will heat up and it will snap on you. Right, Debbie? Yes, they are. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's. Hey, Tryon, how you doing, brother? We we as a oh, it's funny. I don't know if that worked or not. Okay, maybe it's just too bright outside or something. I don't know. It's the middle of summer in Texas. I'm sorry, everybody. But something like this, we, as a survival community and everything, we have overdone what we're supposed to do. We have lied, we have manipulated, we have told people that this, a full tang, you know, a full tang knife, 3 inches, you can see it, yeah. God, 3 inch knife is going to save your life. That's what we've been told without looking at everything else. Because, Tammy, I do. Hold on, I'll be right back. Let me redo my camera. I'll be right back. How do I do this? Okay, there we go. I had to reset the camera. That's what I thought too, trying. I thought I was sitting on the sun for a minute. But we have taken survival from everyday use and everyday knowledge, and we have turned it into a corporation. We have turned it into a buy this, buy that idea. We no longer are helping people learn to survive and why they need to learn to survive. We are filling people with fear. We are filling people with unusable knowledge that they should not have to worry about. If you look at these big day, survival channels, all this stuff, they don't tell you why. They don't tell you how to use this stuff. They don't tell you what it's used for. They are getting paid money to advertise. Oh, you're trying. Well, it's not that they don't want to learn trying. It's their that they are going to raw sources for information. There's a difference. It's like believing in one way without it's blindly following millions of other people because that person has such an influence instead of truth. People flock to massive herds. And that's the honest truth. They believe that it's just like all these people that think that they know how to survive and they've never once been. It's the same thing as when I was growing up. I would listen to all these guys and everything sitting around with my grandfather saying, "Oh, all I need is a knife and nothing else, and I will live in the woods." You know? Yeah. Hey, Paul Zilla. Sorry, am I breaking up? It's probably my signal. Okay, it got better now. But people, how you doing, Paul Zilla? Sorry, I didn't. People follow others, and it's sad. People believe that they watch somebody like Les Stroud on TV, and they are they're the god, they know everything about survival because they've watched season 1 through 20 of Bear Grylls, or they watched, all of Les Stroud, so they can survive. Oh, I understand, Paul. I understand. I'm pouring sweat too. It's like 86 out here in Texas, and it's about to be like 110. So I understand. But half of these people, they want to believe that they can. And that's better than anybody that says that they can survive. I would rather put, hands down, I would put $1,000 on a mother in a survival situation, a mother that has 3 kids that is lost on the side of the road, than somebody that says that they watched season 1 through 50 of Bear Grylls. I would put hands down on that mother, because you know why? That mother has a dedication. That mother has a will to survive. Either she has children, or she has a husband that she loves, or she has something that she has to get back to. That person on that's been watching Bear Grylls and is a Bear Grylls, affiliate, they're going to die on day 2 or 3, because that mother knows she has to survive. That guy says he can survive. Right, trying. Right. He is. But the thing is, Bear Grylls knows what he's doing for himself. There's a difference between knowing how to survive and acting how to survive. Because he's getting paid to be told what to do, how to do, what scenario. I mean, how many people is going to be able to catch a seal, cut it up, skin it to make a freaking bodysuit to dive into the coldest waters? I think it was like Nova Scotia or Alaska or somewhere that he was at. And he found a dead seal. Found a dead seal. I mean, you can do it. You can do it. I mean, most people are going to say, I would rather take the medical responsibilities after I come back to survive. You know, it's it's like when I was growing up, I was taught to eat snapping turtle, right? I, I had worms from eating snapping turtle, and I had to go to the doctor and everything to get blood out of worms, because turtles will eat anything. And what they eat is what they have inside of them. You are what you eat. But, it's the same thing with knives, okay? Like, I've got 3 different knives with me. That's what this is about. This is about teaching y'all about knives. What knives do what. All right? So, here's just three, three basic knives, okay, in survival that are classified as survival. First off, old timer. Old timer's always been damn good skinned. Okay, so it's the old timer skinning knife. I've used it God knows how long in my life, but it's got a good rubberized micarta. Got a big on the back of it. Is it a good skinning knife? Yes. Is that all it's meant for? Pretty much. That's what they claim it to be, is a skinning knife. Can I split wood with it? Yes, because it is full tang. Can I pin an animal with it? Yes. Does it have a 90-degree angle on the back of it so I can strike a ferrocerium rod? Yes. Is it carbon steel? No. It's stainless steel. It's surgical stainless steel. Will it get a fish? Yes. It will do all the basic things that I need it to do. Take care, trying brother. Take care. Will it do everything that I need it to do in my immediate needs? Yes. It is small enough and light enough to carry and not be a burden. Yes. It is my neck knife. I use it as a neck knife. I have multiple different neck knives. As you can see how long I've used it. Because it rusts. But it works. What's up, Andy? How you doing, brother? Alright, the next knife is going to be a mossy oak. It's a hunting gut, it's a gut knife. This is meant to process meat, process animals. Is that its basic utility? Yes. It still has the ridges on the back, so you can hold and do intricate tasks or whatever. This can do trap setting. This is a hunter knife. This can do what it needs to do, which is making traps, harvesting what you killed. It can. It's made out of stainless steel also. Is it going to be hard to sharpen? Yes. Will it dull quicker? No. It will not dull quicker than a carbon steel knife. Oh. Yeah, Tim, I could do that. Yeah, sure. Old time rooms and a lot of different things. Most of them is hard to come by, and like leather and everything. So here's a Sheffield. Okay, a Sheffield Rogue. It is a survival knife. Okay, survival knife. So on the back of it, it's got twin pouches. You put whatever you need to put in here. The blade itself. It's a 12-inch blade. Okay. 12-inch blade. Let's put it out of the sheath. This bad boy. Got a what's called a Miko stick rubber handle. It's got a, I don't know if you hear it or not, but like when your hand gets on it, it is stuck there. Like, so it doesn't fall out of your hand. It's got a micro stick handle. This is the only knife that uses a micro stick handle. It's got an extended front palm guard on it. Your finger doesn't slide off. It's got a back patch also. It's got a bone breaker, glass breaker, whatever. Only thing I don't like about it, it has cutouts in the metal. It makes it weaker. Whenever you see cutouts in a knife, do not buy it, okay? Because it will snap under pressure under, if you're batoning this, if you're hitting it on the back where the holes are, it will snap. It is a full tang, quote unquote, full tang. But the thing is it's one of those stick tangs inside of it. So also be careful with that, because hitting this baton with this is going to cause pressure inside of this handle and bust it and break the stick tang. It has a serration on the and the serration is to help you process and cut wood, so cutting down branches or whatever. But it's only like an inch long, so you're not going to really be able to cut through a lot of branches with it. Like it is a half moon crescent cut. It's meant to be a push and pull like a regular saw, but the thing is the half moon crescent moon cuts on it will bite in and stick when you push back in. It's a decent, cheap knife. It's about $20. Okay. Is it a good knife to throw in the back of your back in your car and have it to go? Yes. But you want a good knife also to go along with this in case anything happens. You can use this for heavy duty work until break for what you need it to do and not dull it. Dull this bastard first. Use this bastard for all it needs because it's a cheap throwaway survival knife. And that's all it is. It's not going to last you in the end of days. It won't do that. But it's not meant to do that. It's meant to be thrown in the back of your car and used for what it's intended to use. I give it probably about, I don't know, from what I've used it for and what I've done with it, it's probably about maybe a 4 or 5 out of 10. Take care, CR, brother. Love you. But the thing is, survival, you don't know what situation you're going to be in survival. You never will know what the situation is going to be in survival. You have to have a blade for every purpose. A blade is what's going to save your life. A knife will save your life. Can you get injured with it? Yes. Can you lose it? Yes. But if you don't, you make sure that knife is beside you like a child. Because if you take care of your blade will take care of you. It doesn't matter if it's this $20 cheap Sheffield Rogue. It doesn't matter. If you take care of it, it will do its job. It will take care of you. You don't need a fucking $1,500 car payment knife. You don't need a $5,000 survival kit to survive. It will help you prolong your death. I'm being honest. It will prolong your death, just like a knife in survival. It will prolong your death. That's all survival is prolonging your death. You want the God-honest truth. This is it. Survival is prolonging death. That's all it is. What's up, John, brother? How you doing? Much love to you too. Right? Tell your mom I said hey, Tammy. Hi, Mom. But that's what survival is. Survival is not a glamour story. It's not a TV hit. You know how many people go missing and come back surviving and nobody gives a damn about them? I'm working on my RV and everything, but you know, I'm out in the woods. Well, you know, me and the wife and everything, we're taking it easy right now. But yeah, we're about to head out and everything. We're about to go camping and stuff. We're going to take the RV out and see how it's doing. But you need to know the basics of knives. You need to know the basic handling of knives. You need to know what your knife is capable of. Whenever you buy a knife, do not leave it in its box. Do not leave it in its sheath. Continuously use it. Know how long it takes to dull. Know how long it takes to resharpen it. Know its strengths, know its weaknesses. And in the process, wood. Can you baton it to split wood? Can it cut a 2-inch thick tree down or sapling down? Can it dig and cut roots? Can you put pressure on it? How well does it handle cutting fish? How well does it handle skinning an animal? I know a lot of other places and stuff like that. Like different countries have different rules and everything on what you can do and what you can't do. That's understandable. And I know you can't really do a lot of these things that I'm talking about, like skin an animal or processing fish or whatever. It's hard in other countries to do that stuff. But on a bushcrafting adventure, pay for a weekend, test your knife out. It's your life that's on the line. If you want a Mora knife, I know Mora is the godsend of survival knives because of everybody's made Mora so popular. I mean, Mora's been popular, but it's been more popular or glamorized because of survival shows, survival, YouTube channels. I don't glamorize Mora. I I I will never glamorize Amora because Mora has its weaknesses just like any other knife. Like Mora has a rat tang. It is not a full tang knife. So if you don't train with it, you will break that knife. You have to take very good care of Mora knives. Because for one, they're carbon steel. You can get stainless steel ones, but they're not as good as their traditional carbon steel knives. Yeah, right. What No, I do bedazzled thongs. Thank you, Ron. Bedazzled only. But you know, trust your gut. And I tell people this all the time. Knives call to the person that it wants to be with. You may think I'm crazy or whatever. If you are truly searching for a knife, it will call to you. I'm talking about it will have the perfect grip. It will mesmerize you pretty much. You love everything about it and hate nothing about it if it calls to you. If you grab a knife and it does not feel good to you, if it does not talk to you, it will hurt you. It will not be, it's not your knife. Take that into consideration. Yes, Ron, yes. But the thing is knives have a soul, just like anybody else. Especially handmade knives. Handmade knives have a soul because the blacksmith that made it put his soul into it. That's why every knife a blacksmith makes that's handmade is completely different. It's not like these knives that you get out of a big box store. Every single one of those big box store knives are machine made. There isn't a soul to them. They don't care if you live or die. They don't care if you put them in their sheaths, put them in the top of the closet, and let them sit there for till the end of days. They don't care. But you start to see wear and tear and everything on a handmade knife from lack of use, from sitting. And trust your trust the knife that you buy. Even if it is a box store knife, trust it. Because if you trust it, it may work for you. Knives come in every shape, form, whatever, just like humans do. when you like get a thin or girl when you like thick boys, get a thick. Same thing. You sorry, but heating up is hot and everything. I have to call this, you know, all back for something. I hope too much. No, because you know whatever we're going to get in the station. Codes freeze